Welcome back to the channel. Let's take a look at more crazy videos.
They certainly don't make them like they used to. The old world even has us beat on their pop-up books. If you thought those gold-edged books were works of art from my previous video, just get a look at these beautiful pop-up books. From a period lost to us, where beauty and craftsmanship was put into everything, big and small. From the beautiful, lifelike marble statues, to the architecture on nearly every street corner, to the pop-up books they gave their children, they were all made to uplift and inspire. Nothing bland, ordinary, or mundane. Nothing like the cookie-cutter boxed world we live in today. Question everything, friends. Until next time.
There's this unknown 15-ton object orbiting Earth that is estimated to have been there for 13,000 years. And we've got some close-up HD photos of this thing that are gonna blow your mind. This object they discovered around our planet back in the 50s and is apparently still orbiting us to this day. This thing may just be our first sign of what's to come and has been dubbed the Black Knight satellite. It's a confirmed object documented by NASA, and we've since been told that it's just space junk, a discarded thermal cover, which granted it might be, but today we're asking the question, what if it's not? It's rumored to be an artificial satellite and apparently has been there since 11,000 BC. But what's really crazy is that this Black Knight satellite was initially detected back in 1954, 3 years before humanity's first artificial satellite Sputnik 1 went into orbit. And the Black Knight satellite was found to be in a polar orbit, meaning it goes north to south, while debris and space junk are expected to follow the rotation of our planet. Polar orbits also happen to be the preferred orbital path for reconnaissance, covering the most amount of ground and ideal for an invading species. Then in 1998, NASA's STS-88 mission did a direct flyby and got this incredible high-definition photo of it. I don't know about you, but that sure doesn't look like no thermal blanket to me. It's even emitting its own radio signal, which the NSA, many astronomers around the world, and even ham radio operators all independently came up with the same decoding of that signal. This radio signal is allegedly emitting a message, more specifically a map. A star map of the constellation Boötis, with the only star out of place in this map being Epsilon Boötis, indicating that that may have been the origin star of this satellite. The position of the stars in this map was also slightly off from where they are now, but would match perfectly with our star positions 13,000 years ago, leading to believe that's when the satellite arrived. Epsilon Boötis is also a very special star system. There's a strange phenomenon there called the Boötis void, which esteemed theoretical physicists around the world all confirmed that light appears to be getting bent around that area, far too big to be a black hole, some of whom suggest that it can even be an advanced civilization using cloaking technology to keep themselves hidden from observers, like us.
I'm at the graveyard at night. Cleaning this abandoned grave? For free. I have so many questions in my head. What happened? How did this grave get so dirty? Who's buried here? Her name's Bienvenida. Wow. Her name means welcome in Espanol. Wait a minute. Her grave should be welcoming too. But right now, this is the dirtiest grave I've ever seen. That's so unfair. Everyone deserves a beautiful resting place. Bienvenida died on July 23rd, 1980. Her star sign is Aries. My best friend is an Aries. I wonder what Bienvenida's life was like. Does she like chocolate cupcakes? What killed her? This transformation is a lot of work. I might be here all night, but it's so fun. Ooh, a little bug. Thank you to everyone who supports and follows.
And it was, in 2020, you had 150,000 people a month searching gardening, how to grow their own food. Then you go to 2021, and you got 250,000 people a month searching how to grow your own food. 2022, you go up to 500,000 people searching, gardening, how to grow my own food per month. 2023, you have 1 million people searching how to grow my own food. So as you can see, there is a revolution taking place, even though you see all this like Bill Gates and fake food and lab grown and all this other garbage that they try to sell you that's Soylent Green. There is a revolution on this side which is not being broadcasted. They don't want to show that people are waking up on this side and that things are changing, that people are growing their own food. They're getting their own chickens. They're getting their own cows. They're getting they're growing their own plants. They're building greenhouses. They're getting into structured water, spiraling water. That's not televised, because that shows a revolution that's happening. All the people, when they were seeing like all the food shortages and all that nonsense, which was orchestrated, were realizing that they got to do something. So people started growing their own food and getting animals. And same thing with water. People can find water with dowsing. That's another one too. We've talked about this. There's unlimited water, unlimited oil, unlimited gas, all underneath us by dowsing.
With this piece I made of resin, I will show you the dome as seen in our firmament. Here are your stars. Nothing more than bubbles. Maybe contains gas or not. But only thing is an external light or a torch. There you have on your left the sun, and there you have on your right the moon. Very clearly you can see the yellow sun with daylight and white like in the night. If I turn it in correct angle, there you have your day and night. Do you see it? If I want to make an eclipse, I only have to put the light in a determined way, and the two will combine. Boom! Eclipses. All right, this is a simple way so you can understand how I see the firmament. Now you can come up with your excuses. There you can see two lights. Yellow for the day as sun, white for the night as moon. There you have it.
Oh, you mean like this? Is that what you're referring to? All the way around? Lining up with the latitudes, just like the compass? Because there's only one fixed direction to the center source of the magnetic field created by the source magnet, the point charge, whatever you want to call it. Strange how the equator lines up too, huh? Weird. Very strange. Looks like I have the exact same thing that you said I wasn't doing happening on the screen. Weird. Very strange. Strange coincidence. Oh, wait a second. My compass seems to be pointing in one direction. Like it always does. The bar magnet attracts iron at both sides because it's two different magnet fields.
Orientational polarizability. One fixed direction.
The contrails, not the chemicals, the contrails occur because of cold air, minus 30. It takes a high altitude, around 30,000 feet plus. There's carbon dioxide and water vapor in that exhaust. That turns to ice crystals, and that's what you see, the white stream behind it. Those white crystals of ice warm up, dissolve, and the smoke goes away. And it never lasts more than a minute. What we're seeing now, and I first could not believe it, and I started looking at the skies, and these are not normal. They're not natural. There's something going on. I don't know who it is or why they're doing it. All I can testify is it's not natural and it's not normal. It's got to be some outside influence doing that. Thank you.
I'm here to give you testimony that chemtrails, they're not contrails, are indeed real. They're spraying almost every day. I watch the clouds and watch the spraying program going on. I want to tell you that we're in very great danger from the pollution that's coming down over us. And we've been led astray by the military-industrial complex. And they're responsible for the cloud creation and weather manipulation programs. They're dark operations. That's why they're not out in the media.
I look around and I see people are starting to look up and see that. Many times I've spoken about chemtrails, and I get this blank look on my face. What are you talking about? I'm saying, look up. As a pilot, before I fly, I look up. And so, boy, they're really out there working.
When you look up at the sun and you see a white haze, that is aluminum floating in the air right now. And
I've personally seen these myself in the sky. As far as the flat Earth, I'm still not on that side of the fence yet.
Protect this man at all costs. This is Parker Edmondson, who went viral for successfully replicating an Earth-saving free energy solution first created by the famous Nikola Tesla. Edmondson explains how it works by sending electricity wirelessly through the Earth to a receiver that can power electronics like a light bulb, for example. What some people are calling the Nikola Tesla of our generation was recently invited to speak at the Energy, Science, and Technology Convention in Spokane, Washington. He had the opportunity to explain and demo his invention, but other than that, there has been no major press on this life-changing discovery. Regardless, his intentions stay pure as he is still focused on using this tech to improve Mother Earth. Let's just hope no one tries to leverage this tech in order to monetize. At the very least, we can support him by spreading the word.
1939, a Swedish doctor by the name of Jarl went to a Tibetan monastery to provide medical treatment for a lama after treatment and gaining to trust of the monks. They showed Jarl a technique unbeknown to Jarl, which would demonstrate the ability to levitate boulders through the use of sound resonance. Approximately 13 drums and trumpets of various sizes were used along with harmonic chants, which in turn caused the boulders to sway. It was stated that with this technique the monks could move 5 to 6 stones per hour. Here's a video demonstrating levitation using resonance in a lab. Like and follow for more content.
Probably the main reason that climate change is such a controversial topic is due to its lack of certainty and origin. There are always debates about whether or not it's just cyclical or it's man-made, and some of us understand that it is a mixture of both. It's a dynamic issue. A lot of climate change is due to natural phenomena like volcanic eruptions and tectonic plate shifting, deforestation due to wildfires. It definitely stands to reason that climate change, at least in part, is 100% cyclical and out of our control. However, in the post-industrial age, a lot of man-made decisions have exacerbated this. We're reliant on fossil fuels. As of now, I think it's 115 million cars are on the road at any given time. We live in a world where we consume, so not only are we consuming oil, but we're consuming more food. That's due to having a higher population, so eating more food, more cows, more methane, affecting greenhouse gases. We conduct more electricity, and even now as we live on the precipice of an AI era, we will see more of this because operating artificially intelligent machinery requires not only a lot of electricity, but also a lot of water. But one thing that I don't see being talked about in the climate change debate is all of the nuclear testing that took place. Nuclear testing would take place both in the atmosphere and underwater. In 1963, there was a first attempt at a treaty in order to ban nuclear testing out of fear and concerns for the hazard it puts on the environment. It wasn't very comprehensive, and the more comprehensive version came in 1996. However, not all countries are a part of this treaty, and so some of them even today still test. And so maybe we should reflect for a second on all of the damage that was done, not only to the marine life by testing underwater, but also to our atmosphere by testing above ground, all of the destruction to the ionosphere, the contamination of the soil and the seafloor. All of this testing most certainly had an effect on temperature fluctuations and subsequent weather patterns. And so of course there's a cyclic nature to climate change, but there's also us. But I don't see this being talked about. But instead, we scapegoat how many cars are on the road and push for electric vehicles, which is a good idea. We push agriculture to the forefront of the conversation. Too many cattle, too many cow farts, too much methane. But we're not really addressing the elephant in the room, which is the war machine. I guess politicians don't really want to accept this as being the main cause because it would hurt, right? Maybe world leaders just don't want to admit they made a mistake. And again, I recognize that it is a complex issue and there are a lot of moving parts, but all of the testing done during these decades is irreversible. Food for thought. Have a nice day.
That sure is a lot of nuclear testing done over the years. Who really knows what kind of adverse effects it has on our planet?
She ain't got no money, clothes, the kind of Many people know about the Pope, but what if he's not the only Pope? Rumor has it that there are 3 popes in existence: the White Pope, which everyone knows, the Black Pope, and the Gray Pope, each trumping each other in terms of power. The White Pope is the leader of the Vatican Church, and the Black Pope is the leader of the Society of Jesuits. However, when it comes to the Gray Pope, it is a whole different story. Well, you see, the Gray Pope, or more commonly known as Pepe Orsini, is the latest heir from a long bloodline of black nobility that are the movers and shakers behind world control, with their dynasty going way back to even Babylonian times. Today, they are the world's most powerful family, heading the Illuminati, with even the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers reporting to them, but not many people know that.
The government definitely loves your money. Organized religion loves it as well. Thank you for watching the video. If you have any suggestions you would like to see on my channel, please leave a comment. And as always, keep your mind open.